2008 Prius that had a leaking condenser. I did diagnostics on this last month, and my stickers here with the date that I last looked at it. And after going over the system, customer came in complaining no cooling, found low refrigerant or no refrigerant, can't remember which one this exactly was. Filled the system entirely back up and found a leaking condenser. So today they came back, and as you can see by the sticker back there, it's a brand new DENSO. So they got a brand new OEM condenser, which I don't have to worry about leaks. I don't have to worry about bad machining or fit or finish or anything like that when it's a DENSO on a Prius. So that's one thing done right. We have it filled up here, and as you can see this morning, my suction line temperature is 39 degrees. My liquid line temperature is 77 degrees. The outdoor bulb, well, that's taking the temperature right here at that little thermistor because I don't have it extended down. And outdoor temperature, I believe, is 58 degrees right now. But the warm air from the engine and the fan gives a temperature of 79 degrees right here. So let's extend this out and get it out here a little farther away. And so we'll be picking up the temperature right about there, which, as you could see, it's falling back down. We're now down to 64 degrees and falling. So my sensors, 70 degrees. This is the temperature of the air right here. So you take the temperature not out here because you get a false reading, because we have hot air blowing right from the fans. So this is not a true temperature. I've explained this many times in many of my videos. Just taking a temperature right out here will not give you a true temperature if you take it somewhere up on the crowd, because if you have an exhaust manifold sitting right here and the hot air is rising up and being sucked down, you can have at this point, say, 120 degree air. But it's sucking air from the sides, it's sucking air from the other side, and you could have 60 degree air there, 120 degree air there. After it mixes, it could be 70 degrees. So like in this example, we know the air out here by that little sensor right there at the tip, we know the air out there is 63 degrees. But because we have a fan running with hot radiator and hot air coming off the hot condenser mixing with the cold air, cooling down to the sensor that is all the way down in the firewall opening where it goes down right on top of the air filter before it goes to your evaporator, the temperature at that mix point is 71 degrees right there. Supply air coming out of the dash is 41 degrees coming out of the dash. Humidity 86 degrees. Let's get off that sensor. So we got a humidity, we got a very high humidity right now in San Francisco. And there's another Prius that doesn't have a catalytic converter because somebody liked the cat better than the owner and stole it. So we got 41 degrees coming out of the dash. We got a 30 degree drop across the evaporator. Our suction line pressure is 31 psi. Our liquid line pressure 102 psi. Okay, those are important things. Now I always tell guys, if they want to learn, pay attention to superheat and subcooling. That's a whole nother lesson, but always look at these. These are actually something you should learn. They're not taught in automotive because, well, it's how our education system is. All right, so another way to tell when you have everything going right, condensation. So here's the condensation. When you do your Prius right, it'll come out like that. Everything's working good. It's cool over here. We got condensation because it's so cold coming out of the vents. And we got just the little telltale signs of the little leak by of cold air coming up through the vent here, hitting on the front windshield. Gives you some condensation there. Take a listen to the compressor. And this is a 2009 compressor, and you hear the fans a little more than the compressor. This is a good, normal sounding compressor. Now, some compressors will make a little bit of noise, and under certain operating conditions and ambient air temperatures, it'll change the load on the compressor and it'll whine more and it'll make more noise, and that is normal for some of them. But some of them make a bad, not normal noise when it's grinding. And I'm in the process of recording sounds from Prius compressors of different kind of failures. Something I should have done years ago. I never thought of actually recording them and actually posting them so people can learn off of them. But that's it in this video. I'll go over it one more time. The fittings were changed, O-rings were changed, so I'll give it a little squirt with a big blue for looking for leaks, the bubble. Go over it with the refrigerant leak detector, and that's about it on this one. This is good to go. This one only had 480 grams by weight. It was filled up, and this will be returned to the customer. Now you don't, if you have a knownly big leak, you don't just charge them and let them go. Actually, we had a customer recommended, found me on the internet and through Prius chat just last week, and they wanted to have their AC checked out. Got it checked out. I found the leak. You could look on the video, it's online. The video is even on Prius chat. Found a large leak in the evaporator, so large that I could pick up the refrigerant coming out of the vent. And apparently the customer didn't want to know that they had a large leak coming out of the vent, and so of course I pulled the refrigerant back out after charging, because what's the refrigerant just going to go back out into the air. They gave the shop a 1-star review for finding the problem, and then one of the other technicians told me, hey, that customer told us they just went somewhere else and they just pumped it up with refrigerant and the customer's happy. If that's all you want, you might as well went to Grand Auto and just got a can and just keep squirting in cans of refrigerant and keep it running all the time by constantly spewing refrigerant into the atmosphere. So if you want a diagnosis to feel good for spewing refrigerant out into the atmosphere, go somewhere where you just want to spew it out into the atmosphere. Don't come to me. I will not fill up a grotesquely leaking system that you can pick up a leak from like a foot away out of the dash and just fill it up and waste refrigerant, waste time, waste money, just because some shops will do that because they want money. And so they'll do anything for money, including a leaking system. They'll fill it up anyway just to take the money and then worry about it later. If you want a doctor feel good, go somewhere else. That's about it. See you guys later. Where's my... Come on, focus. Focus. Alright, focus is dead.